Here we are at the range.
Yes, we are.
So, we want to talk about range safety rules. If you go to our website, the Texas Handgun Association, we've got a lot of tools on there for instructors. We've got the PowerPoint presentation. If you're a brand new instructor, you can go buy that PowerPoint, edit it, teach a class tomorrow, and look professional. We've got these little range cards. On one side, it's got the range safety rules. The other side actually has the Texas LTC course of fire. So you know when you're busy, it's easy to lose track of where you're at. So we want to go through these one time.
Okay, let's do it.
So keep in mind too, every range you go to is going to be a little bit different. So make sure you read the rules of that range. Number one, always keep your firearms pointed in a safe direction. And that generally means
towards the berm.
Downrange.
Downrange.
Not up, down, left or right. Downrange.
Number two, keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. And we discussed that in an earlier video. It's called indexing. Keep that trigger finger on the slide of your firearm until you are ready to shoot.
And then range etiquette. Generally, when you show up at the range, it's not a good idea to walk up to the range with a loaded gun in your hand. Either have it holstered, if it's loaded, holstered, or in a box in the gun case. Keep your gun unloaded until you're ready to shoot at the range.
Let's talk a little bit about ceasefire. That's our number 4. Ceasefire, everyone thinks that only the person in charge can call a ceasefire. I'm here to tell you, and read his lips, anyone that is on the range and sees anything that is not correct or they feel it's wrong or bad, they can call a ceasefire. They need to say it loud enough to where everyone can hear it, but you do have the ability to say ceasefire.
So, I hear ceasefire. What do? First you stop shooting and then you say ceasefire. Everybody on the range needs to stop shooting and repeat the command. That way everybody hears ceasefire. Next safety tip for the range is cold range. You should check with all the shooters around you to make sure their guns are unloaded, actions open, firearms laid down on the shooting bench. If the range is cold, you do not touch your gun. You leave it on the table, pointed down range. You don't pick it up, you don't handle it, you don't show it to your buddy, you don't reload. When the range is cold, the range is cold. You should not handle your gun.
That leads us into a hot range. You've already been downrange, the ceasefire's been called, everything's been taken care of, everybody's ready to go back to shooting. You must say hot range and ensure that everyone is back behind the shooting benches in order to go to a hot range. Once a hot range is called, you are able to reload your firearm and begin shooting.
So you own your gun. You own everything that happens with your gun. You own every bullet that leaves the chamber. All shooters are responsible for their rounds.
Respect the range. If you go to the range, it's like someone coming into your home. If you go to the range, you dirty up that range, you need to clean that range. If they request that you pick up your brass, like at the range today, before we leave, we will pick up all our brass and we will have this range look exactly like it looked when we got here. It's going to be clean and it's professional. It's professionalism on your part.
And then the last thing is respect yourself. You should always wear proper safety equipment. Eye and ear protection is a given. If you have other people with you, bystanders or shooters, they need to be wearing their safety equipment too. Remember, every range is a little bit different. So when you first go to a new range for the first time, look for their range safety rules. If you don't see them, ask.
And again, these range safety rules that we talked to you about today are specific for this range. Any range that you go to, you need to ask about the range safety rules. And one thing I do as an instructor, I have these printed off and I will actually hand each student a copy of this range safety rules and have them read it.
And remember, we have this available on our website. It's the Texas Handgun Association, www.txhga.org. We have a bunch of instructor resources. Go check it out.